Hi, my name is Joel, and I'm with CNS Driver Training Center. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of a pre-trip inspection. Our goal is to keep you and other motorists out there safe on the road. Remember, it is important to do a pre-trip and a post-trip inspection. Some days after driving for 300 to 600 miles in one day, things that were in fine working order in the morning aren't always in fine working order in the evening. So in that case, we want you to fill out a driver vehicle inspection report. And even if you stopped earlier in the day to fix a problem, please remember to mark that on your DVIR, your driver vehicle inspection report, at the end of the day. Today, we're going to be going over headlights, brakes, axles, and our suspension system. So let's go take a look. As you start your pre-trip, remember, it is important to have a routine and to go in order so that you don't forget anything. I always like to start from the top and work my way down, starting with the top marker lights, making sure that they're all in working order, nothing is cracked or broken. And next, working my way down to the windshield, making sure that is not cracked or broken. And then working my way down to the headlights and turn signals, making sure they're not cracked or broken and in working order. And if you can, make sure you carry extra bulbs so that you can pull over and change them if need be. All right, next we're going to be talking about our suspension system, our brake system, and our tires and wheels. Let's take a closer look. We're going to start with our spring mounts. Make sure they're not cracked, damaged, or broken. Then we're going to move on to our springs. Make sure those aren't cracked, damaged, or broken. The next is going to be our U-bolts. Make sure they're securely fastened and secured to the frame. The next thing there, you move on up to our shock absorber. We're going to make sure that those are secured to the frame, that it's not leaking, bent, or broken. And then we're going to continue to work our way in to our air lines. We're going to take a second to stop and listen to make sure you don't hear any leaks, and run your hands over it to make sure that you don't feel any, cuts, abrasions, or rub marks indicating that it could rub through and start leaking. Following that, we're going to move to our brake chamber. Make sure that all the hoses secured to it and that those are not leaking, as well as the clamps to it are tight and secure. The next thing is going to be our slack adjuster. You want to make sure all the pins are in place and that it's securely fastened. The next thing we're going to discuss is our brakes. You want to make sure you get in there and take a look at it to make sure you have sufficient pad. Usually you want a 1/4 inch or more of pad. You want to take a look at your brake rotors and your brake drums to make sure those aren't warped, bent, or cracked, or broken, or damaged in any way. And the most important thing that could put you out of service while you're out there on the road is your wheel seal. Take a look, and if it's dark, get a flashlight and go in there and take a look to make sure your wheel seal isn't leaking. Moving on to the tires. You're going to want to make sure that your tread depth has 4/32 or more of tread depth, and for your back tires, you're going to want 2/32 or more. Make sure that your tires are evenly worn with no cords showing. For your sidewalls, you're going to want to make sure that there's no cuts, scrapes, or bulges in them, and that your tires are perfectly beaded to your rim. Make sure your tires are inflated properly, and be sure to use a tire gauge. For your rim, you're going to want to make sure that it's perfectly round, no cracks, damages, or illegal welds on them. Make sure that your lug nuts are tight. For this, you're going to want to make sure that there's no excessive corrosion or aluminum powder or run marks running down from them to indicate that your lug nuts are loose. Make sure that your center hub is not leaking. If it has a sight glass, make sure that the oil is at the proper operating level.